What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan, and I'm BManX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have a hobby news discussion for the Digimon TCG. We're going to be talking a little bit about the LM card series, the limited card series. Most recently, the LM01 was introduced in BT15. It was splashed in there. We talked about that a little bit. And we're also going to be talking about these special promo cards that are in BT15, my thoughts on those. And we're just going to have a little bit of discussion about what I think Bandai could have done and how I feel about this kind of product. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, well, let's get into it. We'll start with the crest cards. They look really nice. You got all the arts from the last BT14 Ace cards, as well as you have the new BT14 Ace cards. They're basically carbon copy of the original art with some nicer gold foiling and the crest. They look really nice. I, in fact, pulled an Angewomon Ace myself in the crest version. Let's just see if we can find her here. There she is, that one right there. Well, very nice. I do like the crest. I was a big proponent of the crest being in cards, like when they originally had the box toppers from the original release of, well, it was BT1, but it was the 1.0 booster, which was BT1 mixed in with BT2 and a little bit of splash of BT3. And then they had the 1.5 booster, which again did the same thing. They had the box upper tamers, and that was the rest of BT2, BT3, and whatever was left of BT1 they didn't include. So I did really like those. So I was kind of interested in these cards. Now, these cards are lottery cards, unfortunately. And that is something that I feel is kind of sad because they're not super special. Like, they're barely different than the original art. Like, this looks amazing. This looks cool. But it doesn't look as good as this. And it definitely doesn't look as good as the English exclusives that we got of these four in BT14, in my opinion, because the Magna Angemon English exclusive is an amazing card. And to see, like, these people are asking like $200 for these because there's no pricing online. Well, the Magna Angemon English exclusive wasn't even $200. It was like 80 to 120 at best. So it's a difficult sell when they do stuff like that. I believe that these cards should have been box toppers. They should have been box toppers. They should have been, because these are all just regular supers. And I know it makes it easier to pull play sets of your supers, which is actually would have been a good thing with this set because they sprinkled in LMO1, because it's hard to get the supers in this set. So I feel like these would have been a good box topper card. You know, one per pack, you get one of 8 potential cards as a box topper, especially since we didn't get any box toppers in this set other than the babies, which are just a foil version of the baby. It's nothing super special to write home about. It's nice, but it's not like the 3 box toppers we've been getting in the last couple sets. So I was a little bit disappointed with this, especially since they're not an easy pull rate. There seemed to be a pretty hard pull rate, which means the pricing on them is going to be nuts. And it just, yeah, it's especially when they're not really that worth it. I mean, you'd rather pull the low pull rate. You'd rather buy boxes to pull a low pull rate Apoclymon, even though he's getting limited to 1, than one of these cards, because the alts are so much nicer. And yeah, you get the gold foiling, but it's just not as nice as the alternate foil. And the crests are really cool, but it's just, I think these should have been box toppers. That's my personal opinion. It would be cool if they did these as box toppers at some point. Because I know they love that low pull rate stuff. They've been going crazy over it, and they just put more and more and more low pull rate stuff. Like, it was okay when it was like 1 or 2 cards per set, but now it's like 9 cards per set have a low pull rate. It's just nuts, and I don't agree with it. Like, I would love to collect these, but I don't think they're worth. You know, I'll probably just sell my Angewomon. Because it's, you know, if I can't collect a playset, I'm going to have to spend $800 for a playset of 1, and there's 8 of these cards. I'm not, you know, that's not worthwhile for me. You know, if these were like 25 to 30 bucks, maybe, yeah, maybe. But I honestly think they're worth less than that. And the fact that their low pull rate doesn't, I don't feel like the fact that it's really hard to pull makes them worthwhile. I know that's the kind of an indicator of, oh, well, you can only get it if you buy so many, but it's like, no, because if the other art looks as good or as better, then you may only be able to pull it once in a million, but it's not worth the pull. You'd rather pull the alt, which you have a higher chance of pulling. So it just, to me, it is a little bit of a shit show with these cards, and I really think they should have been a box topper. Or I also think the LM cards should have been a box topper. If these guys were box toppers, I could get behind LM being in the set, sprinkled in, and potentially ripping you off on secrets and supers that you need. But the LM could have been a box topper too. They could have given you like a 5 to 10 pack box topper of LM cards. That would have been fine. That would have been, there's only 20 cards in the set. And then, so it's not that much, right? You get five or 10 cards. You get like a good selection of what you might get in there, and get like a super or two in a pack, and that would be okay, especially when you're buying multiple boxes and stuff like that. That would have been my other thing too. The LM stuff sprinkled in here was a little bit of a shit show as well. It kind of makes the set really horrible to pull at some points. So I do think that there's that. And we talk about the limited pack. So we got the first 20 cards in the limited pack. So there still is these 10 alternate art limited pack cards, which are reprints of existing cards. These are kind of cool. The alternate arts for the older tamers, and then alternate arts for some of the older and some of the RB1 stuff, which is kind of cool. So I do like that. I think that's pretty cool. And I'm hoping that we get these eventually. I'm wondering if they're going to sprinkle them in. Maybe those could be a box topper pack. I mean, there's only 10 cards left. So, I mean, that they could give you 2 cards. They'd probably only give you 1, but they could give you 2 cards, and those could be a box topper. Or, I mean, honestly, for 10 cards, if you sprinkled these in, I don't think any of them are super rares anyways. You could definitely just sprinkle these in to another set. None of them are supers, so it wouldn't really hurt the set as much. Not as much as this. But yeah, so I'm hoping we do eventually get these LM cards. And there is even another LM pack here, because there's the limited pack 2, which is mostly just border reprints. Like, I don't think any of them look like they're different, and none of them look like they're alternate art, but they do give you some new borders of existing cards. You get a ton of cards. So I wonder if this is going to get sprinkled in. I don't know if we have any supers in here. Some of these already have reprints or alternate arts, but like I do like this solid color foiling that they do. It always looks really good. A lot of old cards, that'd be cool. Atomic Inferno. He's already got a tournament card, so that's kind of cool. Because that one was hard to pick up. That's got an alternate art. That's got an alternate art. That's kind of cool. It's got a tournament stamp one, but that looks a lot better. He's only got the pre-release stamp, so these are kind of nice, kind of nice cards. Magna is a good one. It helps you get more Magnas. That is an alternate art. That's an alternate art. So that could take a place. If that got sprinkled in, that would take a place of secret. You do have some supers in here, so they would take place of supers if they sprinkled them in. A lot of uncommons and rares and stuff like that. That's cool. He has an alternate art, but it's harder to get because it's only at tournaments. So having that nice foil background would be an easier way to do things. Looks like you get an alternate art of this guy. Is X Antibody? Yeah, X Antibody, Caster 1, X Antibody. That's kind of cool. Another supers, that would be a cool pull. Kudamon, he just came out as a judge pack guy. So it's basically the same card with a stamp. Like literally the same card. I don't know. Well, I think the background's going to be all. So take your pick, whether you like it. These guys are kind of cool. Omekamon's cool. He's been reprinted to death, so I just don't even care anymore. The EX3, this guy, that's cool. I think he's one of the only guys that doesn't have a foil or a hollow reprint. These alternate art are pretty cool. All this, I'm assuming this would get switched from, it says Ciel, but she's got the guns. So it'd be interesting because I think it would get, switched from the one with the sword. instead, the version of CL, because this was like Noir is the one with guns, and they changed Noir to CL all the time, and Master and Disciple. So there's a lot of cool things. This guy's been done already. This guy's been done already. Just doing things over and over again. But then he gives access to people to cards that might be harder to get. So I wouldn't mind if they sprinkled this into a set. I would hope they would do it in chunks. And honestly, like, let's see my supers. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 supers, which is the same. So that would kind of suck. It would screw. So maybe if they did it in 2 chunks, then you could have 2 supers in one set and 2 supers in another set, and that wouldn't be bad. And then you'd have the secret in one set, but that honestly wouldn't be a bad thing because Death Axmon is a awesome card. So pulling that as an alternate secret wouldn't be as bad of a call as Quantumon. So that wouldn't be too bad. And especially if they split it up and you're only getting 2 supers and then all these cards are replacing rares, commons, and uncommons. And honestly, I got 4 boxes and I pulled enough rares, commons, and uncommons of the set. So I don't even care about sprinkling these in. This would look so amazing pulling these from the middle of a pack. So that actually LM2 would be a cool thing if they sprinkled into the box, and I wouldn't mind. And then lastly, what we're going to do here is we're not going to talk too much about the next set, Beginning Observer, because we will do that later on as we get into the BT15 format and look towards the new thing. But I did want to show again those special promo cards. They're happening again. So here you come out here and you got at least, I think, like 4 of these special promo probably cards. And they don't even, like, again, they don't even look anything super amazing over the actual alternate art that we're getting. They don't look super, super amazing. So, I mean, I would just have a hard time because I'm just not feeling it. Like, yeah, they're cool. I wouldn't mind picking them up. But I'm less likely to do so when the alternates look better and people are going to price these up to all hell because they're special promotion cards. And again, it was kind of like, why can't you just put them in give us one in a box topper? I know, and I know the reason is because they want to sell more boxes, because they want people to be hunting for that stuff and selling more boxes. And I think they'll find eventually that they're going to have the exact opposite, is people are going to buy what they're going to buy for the stuff they want, and they're going to say, screw these cards. They're not worth it. They're not even nicer than the other cards. I'm not going to buy more. In fact, I'm probably going to buy less because of things like LM1 screwing over my ratios. So that's what I wanted to talk about here. What do you guys think about these special promotion cards? Do you just wish they were box toppers? I know a lot of people like to make money off sets, so I mean, like, that's a good thing too. So it's a way to make money. So I don't begrudge people that. I just personally think it's just, they would have made more sense. It would have been nicer as a box topper. They are cool, and I know people would like to have them, but a lot of people aren't going to break the bank over these cards, especially when they can pick up a nicer alternate art for like $40 or less. So that's my thought on that. You tell me what you guys think. Do you think that these things should have been box toppers? Do you think that you like them being in the set so that if you pull them, you can hawk them for $200 a pop? I personally have sold lottery cards for $200 a pop, and I couldn't believe the person would pay that, because I wouldn't personally, and so I was shocked that I made that money. And it was like nice because I got to put that money towards the purchase of my boosters, which is great. But again, I just don't see the point in it, and it would just be so much nicer to have these cards be more accessible to more people. But that's my thoughts on that. You guys tell me yours, what you think, and tell me what you think about LM. Do you think the LMO2 would be a good thing to get sprinkled into future sets in like halves, like I said? And if we only had 2 supers, it wouldn't be too bad. Do you think they're going to do that? And do you think that we're going to get those other 10 LM1 cards? I think potentially that would be an awesome box topper idea. I can't speak this morning. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day, and that's all for now, folks.